like you doing, baby? I don't know what I'm doing. Hi, guys. It's Whoreible Decisions, goddammit.
First of all, now you know that is my goddamn job on this podcast, but all right. We'll let her have it.
This is your girl, Mandy V, a.k.a. Dat Bitch, which, mind you, I had to say Dat Bitch because the nigga said, I know she that bitch the way she say Dat Bitch. So that's who the fuck I am. Peg the Stallion, full court pumps, all my motherfucking AKAs. I'm going to add some for 2020.
My name is Angela. You might have heard of me on 90 Day Fiancé with my fiancé Michael from Nigeria. And you know what? God damn it, they denied his visa, and I'm a tax-paying citizen. And if I want to get married in this country, shit, I'm going to do it. I've got the funds.
I
do.
Y'all, that's Wheezy.
You know, I'm out here. I'm a meemaw to 8 kids. And I just feel like I can't understand and fathom why they won't let it happen.
Can I ask you?
That's actually what's happening on the latest episode.
So we all, even growing up black, having black friends, none of my black friends have referred to their grandmas as meemaw. That's a white person thing, right?
I saw
Definitely.
that tweet about why do white people say the meemaw thing? And then some girls in the comments talking about, because it's easy for children to say.
Meemaw, that's white people shit though, right?
Yeah. It definitely is.
It definitely is. Y'all hear a third motherfucking voice on here, and guess what? I'm gonna work on properly introducing our motherfucking guest. So check this out. We got Liquid in the motherfucking building, who is a fixture in the BDSM leather community for more than 20 years. By the way, unless you started at 5 years old, I can't believe you've been doing this shit for 20 years.
Thank you.
She has competed and won Miss Henrietta Hudson Fetish 2008 and 2009, and she went on to be the only woman of color to compete in the first Mr./Miss New York City leather contest. So if you can't tell, we are finally going to get into the community of leather and literally everything leather. Shit that I didn't even know. I was doing mad research.
I thought leather was just like gay shit.
No.
Because the gay niggas be out there.
Which is honestly, when I looked up the history, which we're going to dig into, that's what it was. So if you can, welcome yourself to Whoreible Decisions. Thank you for coming in. And is there anything else that I missed? Because I know you have a long bio. You've done a lot of things. So what else are you known for in the leather community?
I am currently the Northeast leather person, the first.
Oh.
I just won last month. I am also on the board of Folsom Street East. I am now the former vice president of the Onyx Pros New York East. I was there for 3 years. I'm still a full member.
What is that?
Yeah.
It is a leather organization for women of color in kink, and we are moving to educate, empower, and help other women of color and non-binary folks explore BDSM and leather.
I love that.
Yes.
That is amazing.
You are on the board of it.
Right. Like, I feel like I need to get in there
Bitch, what
somehow.
the fuck? Like
why we not up there? We need to get on some boards.
You need to.
How can we get on boards? I mean,
what's that thing that you be, it starts with a C. It's not the Congress.
Community?
It's not the community.
Council?
Council. It got to be council.
Committee.
No,
is it?
You're just like, yeah.
Damn, this is going to bother me so much. Okay, so when there's a small business and you guys join this thing together and you go to meetings and like you could sell to each other.
It's the board.
LLCs or something?
No, definitely not LLC. Shut your ass up, man. Shut your ass up.
I know niggas listening like, damn, y'all couldn't have looked this shit up.
Yeah, for real.
What is it? Not committee, Congress?
I'm going to figure it out.
I don't know. Listen. Cunts. Okay. Anyway.
That's what I thought when she said C. I was like,
cunts? I don't know. Okay, so how would one, before we get into the icebreaker and breaking this ice, how would one get on a board or a part of these organizations if they are in the kink community?
So for Onyx Pearls, whatever chapter region you decide to join, so we are all over. My chapter is New York Northeast. There is Southeast. There is Deep South. There is Southwest.
What's the Deep South? That's like Alabama, Kentucky.
That's down there. Yeah,
that's down there. Okay, that's what I thought.
So what you do is
Chamber of Commerce.
Oh, wow.
Girl,
y'all in there?
Girl, situation.
we do have a national council.
Okay.
But what you want to do is just go onto any of the websites and fill out an application, submit it. You can join as an associate member, or you can join as a full member. Full member is you have, of course, voting privileges and things like that. The only difference is, besides the voting privileges, is the patch. You get a full back patch for your leather vest. And if you're an associate member, you just get a smaller patch, but you still have the same perks minus the
I need
voting
the- I
decision.
want- the
and
patch
for
that says
those of
leather
you
hoe.
guys watching us on YouTube, Liquid right now has a leather sash. Is this from you winning? Like, what is this? The leather sash from? This is dope.
Girl, I
This
thought
is-
you
this
won
is
like
nice.
the whole Miss America when you came in here.
It is, but it's for leather.
It's a leather Miss America.
Okay.
Oh, that's nice.
So
And that look expensive, like real leather. This is pleather. This is pleather, baby.
I can't with you.
I bought these from New York and Company. This is the Gabrielle Union collection, but I know that this is not real. But this looks really nice. The studs are also very nice on it. And so, what did you have to do to win this sash or win Miss Leather?
So this one actually is not a Miss Leather. There was actually 4 titles. This is Northeast Leather Person, which is a non-binary.
Oh.
So because I identify as gender fluid, my pronouns are she, they, them, and that bitch. So, but yeah, so you had this title for Leather Person. You had Mr. Leather, Northeast Leather. You
Right.
had Miss Northeast Leather, and you had Northeast Leather Boot Black, which I am proud to say that everyone who won the titles this year for the first year were all black.
Yes, we is in this space,
Yeah.
y'all.
Oh wait, I thought
we
it was like
taking over.
already like a black.
No, but these are different. So throughout the country and internationally, you have a bunch of different leather contests.
Oh, I understand. Okay,
Yeah,
got it.
so it's mixed. Not all the time people of color are
that's
going to
fire.
win.
That's really fire.
Or people of color are going to run. This is a
I mean,
very
I always
expensive
shop every sport there is, whether it be leather, bitch.
rope, everything.
Who said ice skating? If niggas they heat up that ice cream, they'll be on that motherfucker too. I think it was Cat Williams, which is a fact.
Well, goddamn.
I mean, really, it's true. Look at all sports, dog. Don't let niggas compete about nothing. Look
No,
at
you're right.
fucking King Noir. What white motherfucking dom is doing this shit? No.
Yeah. Well, we don't know because I don't be looking for white people. So there's that as well.
Maybe they just don't pop up on our feed.
I was about to say, and I ain't gonna lie, I don't know what y'all Instagram algorithm is, but all the little fine ass niggas with tattoos be on my shit. I came across this nigga, and they all be living in London. I be like, goddamn. So I'm talking to this one. He fine as hell. He's like, well, do you ever come to the UK? I had to look up if London was in the UK, but it is. And I was like, well, I've been to London
Are you
before.
fucking kidding
I
me,
know
Mandy?
there's UK, and then they call it something else. There's-
Mandy.
Listen, shut the fuck
Do
up.
you not know what it stands for?
But then it's right there, United Kingdom. But then I know there's another part, Europe. Is not all the United Kingdom. Like, it's just different. So I was like, yeah, I've been to London. But anyway, he's Arab, bitch. He's an Arab. And I was like, bitch, I will give up bacon for you. And that is, listen, I just would Arabs be Muslim, right? They don't like bacon.
I'm really so
Not
stuck
all.
on the
Nigga,
fact
well,
that we
anyway.
need to figure out how you didn't know the UK was a country in the continent
then
of
there's
Europe.
also the EU, and there's other shit. Listen, it was just shut the fuck up. Anyways,
This is the clip.
that is
Mark this for next
It's
year's
sure
top
the
moments,
fuck
nigga.
No, bitch.
Fuck.
Are you serious?
Yes.
You didn't even know the geography of Ohio.
Bitch, I knew motherfucking
That's
UK.
why we had
was
to
the United
cancel
Kingdom.
the Cleveland show because you didn't know the goddamn geography, and that is in the goddamn United States of goddamn America. Anyways, this nigga, well, he's who ended up on my feed that is beautiful is where I got my first icebreaker question for you. So I wanted to ask you, what is the food you cannot live without?
The food I cannot live without. It's not really a food, but ice cream.
Okay, so here's the thing. My question to you is, you start dating a guy who is perfect until you find out that he is extremely allergic to ice cream. Do you break up with him or do you give up ice cream?
Give up ice cream.
Right, look. Bitch, what?
Well,
Is it like your favorite food?
She can't live without ice cream.
Oh,
That is
oh.
her favorite food.
I can train someone to be perfect. I can't
Train someone's
to not be
allergy.
allergic to-
We can't even kiss after I eat ice cream.
Might have
I
to
can't
get him
suck
a
your dick
EpiPen.
with ice cream.
You know what? Okay, I feel a little
Kinda
ways.
walk
You
around
know
with a
why?
Wait, I
Because
want to
I
ask
have
you.
an egg allergy.
She has, and I'm not gonna lie, I wouldn't date nobody with an egg
I'm gonna
allergy.
tell you right
bitch.
now.
I be stressed going out with her.
If
Gave
my
her-
nigga ever fucks over on me, I know it's because another bitch was making breakfast. Like, I really feel like that.
See?
Because there's only so much avocado toast I could do.
But I ain't even gonna hold you. We was in Chicago and I went to this place called Yolk. I love eggs. I'd be like, well, bitch,
you and me.
fuck you. I'm going to go to breakfast. Sorry, you probably can't eat here. Mind y'all, I shared a story when we were younger. I took her to a soul food restaurant. Forgot that fucking baked
Mama
mac and
Nims.
cheese. Mama Nims. Forgot baked
eggs.
mac and cheese has egg. She was like, ooh, let me try that mac and cheese. Bitch, I thought she was about to die. She started. I was like, oh shit, it's baked mac and cheese, bitch. My bad. And so I don't think I could date someone with
all
an
of it
egg
has
allergy,
this,
bro. I don't think I could. So let me ask you, what is the food you cannot live without, and would you be willing to give it up if you found the perfect man?
You're saying the perfect man
The
over a
perfect
food.
Yes.
The food I can't live without? Cheese.
You
Ooh.
can't. Right. Is you giving up cheese to be with a nigga?
You said the perfect nigga. So yeah.
But he's not perfect if he's allergic to the thing that you love the most.
Everything else is
Everything else is good. You would give up cheese.
I'll probably get addicted to like sour cream or something else with that like fattiness.
Okay.
Nah, I
Nah,
definitely.
I don't know.
But ice cream, you could go into other sweets.
But dick is like not a hard limit for me. I'm not gonna
she
die
said,
without the
but she
dick.
said
Right,
the perfect person. Like I'm
He perfect
No.
until you find out that
I
he
still eat pussy, so like.
say that shit. Like, sorry, you gotta go.
I'm just saying, you saying like the perfect, like,
So I
let me
said
tell
it
you what,
because
in my head,
I
I'm
really
thinking
like-
of like Kofi, and he's got like a great personality.
Right.
I'm gonna give it up.
You giving up cheese for Kofi.
Hell yeah. Jason Momoa, fucking
Okay, see,
Priyanka
that- yeah,
Chopra.
yeah.
I mean, okay,
you know
first
what I'm
off,
saying,
you're getting.
bitch, Trevante
I'm just
Rhodes.
talking about a nigga you run into on the subway. Calm down. You were talking
You
about.
said perfect.
Okay,
I'm
you're
talking
right.
about perfection.
You're right. All right.
If
Next
Beyonce
icebreaker
looked me dead in
question.
the face and said I had to go on that Coachella diet or she wouldn't be my friend, I'd be like, okay, done. I'll eat air.
You're annoying. So the next question, I actually want to ask this question because I want to see how intimate I guess you are.
Mm-hmm.
Would you rather only be able to have sex in missionary position or only have sex from the back?
Oh, definitely from the back.
Me too.
can't-
But I knew you be all intimate and liking to kiss and shit. So you would never, because you can't kiss a nigga from the back.
You can see it from the
Amira, like, take some yoga. Like, you cannot.
I don't know.
You would do missionary over having a fuck from the back,
I
huh?
love missionary because I could like
See, I knew it. That's why I asked too, because I want it from the back.
shut up. I don't want to say it.
Okay, go ahead.
Missionary, I'm looking up at the ceiling. I'm like, what I got to do tomorrow?
Right,
What am I
and
going to
then
wear?
if he's sweating, the sweat drops onto
So,
my
bro,
face,
there's
and
like
then
so
I'm
much intimacy.
See, I knew it, and
But
I want it from the back.
Actually,
We both want it
I'm
from the
gonna be
back.
real. I do come the hardest from missionary. I come the fastest from doggy.
Okay,
But like hard, strong orgasming is generally missionary.
okay, so I can
Note
see you
to
wanting
self.
missionary. The last icebreaker that I have is, I guess, the worst of the two evils. Would you rather have car sex or shower sex?
Oh, shower sex.
Car
Both
sex.
suck.
I hate the
Yeah, I
shower.
don't like shower sex.
No, take that back. Car
Especially-
sex. I remember the last time I fell out of the shower. No, that was dangerous. Car
Wait,
sex.
you fell out of the shower?
It was a really small ass shower. Slipped. Bloop. Yeah.
No.
Went into like death spin and like slow mo.
That's my thing. It could be dangerous.
Didn't Miss Nasty B fall off a dildo in the shower or something?
I don't know, but
Somebody
the
did.
shower, right. She be
She
dealing
was
with some
fucking
big
it
shit.
and
The
like-
dildos be kind of big, bitch. I'll say like the shower is dangerous, but also my hair. And depending on, this weave I have, I don't want to have to go sit under the dryer at the Dominicans forever the next day, because when you have sew-ins, you don't want to get it wet because then it can start to stink. And I do sew-ins or wigs, which also you can't get wet. So I don't really like shower sex. Also, I be thinking I'm wet, but then it's also the shower making me wet. So yeah, I think car
I feel
sex.
like I'm not as wet in the shower.
I'm not, but I also
I think
have
it takes
sex. I
away the
also
good
have
lube.
sex in the car too. But my niggas be big, so it just don't be great.
Well, I am one of those that are not in the car. I've had some of my best sex on
outside the car. Okay,
I call that roadside assistance. So
I've never had sex on a car.
really?
I
on it,
have
in a
Jersey
car,
Turnpike in the rain, and the fact that I'm not in jail to this very day.
Who else did we have on here?
Savoy.
Savoy.
But it wasn't on it. It was
No,
in
he
it.
said he was giving head in the car.
No, it was on the hood of the car on the
Was-
Jersey Turnpike.
But was the car not hot?
It was in the summer. It was on top of the car.
You know what?
Pulled over on the shoulder. Roadside assistance coming from Atlantic City.
Say that shit.
Shower sex if it's a woman.
So
Shower sex if it's a woman.
car sex was with a woman.
Really?
Yeah, strapped in.
Damn.
Yeah.
You be having fun.
My best
bitch.
sex I ever had with scissors was in a bathtub, but it was empty. I don't want to tell you because you're gonna fucking judge me.
You're judged all the time.
Fuck it. So I was on my period. No, she was on her period.
See, okay, why did we have... You're disgusting, bro. Just going in the shower does not make your period
She
stop.
didn't want to fuck me because... Thank you.
Go ahead. I'm judging, but go ahead.
So she didn't want to have sex because she was on her period. And I was like, yo, like, come on. I'm like, what if we go in the bathtub? She's like, fine. So we go in the bathtub, and obviously we love to scissor. So we basically like let the shower run when we were in the bathtub. Bro, that shit was...
It started turning pink around y'all?
I wouldn't know.
That's really gross.
Which is like the color of feminism.
Get the fuck out of here.
I didn't see the blood. But you can bitch it.
You didn't see the blood because you were probably looking at her face.
Women are not faucets.
You didn't look down to see if y'all were scissoring in a pool of blood. This is really disgusting, by
You
the way.
actually bleed less when you have a
Yeah, that's
sex
what
on your period.
heard that.
You
Bob.
actually
Because
do.
of the contraction
Not the
of
big old
muscles.
dicks I be fucking. It's just...
No, I'm gonna be real.
imagine.
With dicks going in, I don't know.
Dicks going in and out is gonna make you bleed harder. I'm
Bitch,
telling
I
you that now.
accidentally bled on my nigga's comforter, who I've already expressed to y'all was OCD. Let me tell you something. It was already over, but he fucked the shit out of me, and it was a day later, and I was like smooth sailing, like clean, like you could eat it, bro. I wake up, I'm in the shower, and he's like, "Are you on your period?" I was like, "No, I'm not." You know I'm not. He's like, "Okay," because there's blood on the comforter. I was like, "Oh, well, must have been another bitch because it wasn't me." He's like, "Nigga, I just put the shit on his brand new last night," and he did. And I saw it, and I was like,
Was it a lot?
no, but like I feel like he got the last shit out from my period.
You know what? I'm not.
It wasn't
You
a lot.
nasty.
But
You nasty.
Dude, I was so fucking
you're
embarrassed.
nasty.
I felt like he didn't even want to tell me because he was like already wrapping it up and putting it in the washing machine because he knew I was gonna freak because he's already so OCD. But like, it's just crazy how niggas could really get that shit back out of you.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I won't even, like, if I'm on my last day, like, there was a nigga who was in town recently, and I was on my last day, so we could have, like, it was gone. Like, I wasn't wiping it no more, but I knew if he put his dick in me, he would either pull more out or he would knock it back on. And I don't know if y'all know this shit. My period is only 3 days long, but if I fuck at the end, you gonna make my period go another 2-3 days. It just happens. I've tried it before, and I was over. I'm like, my period only 3 days. Nigga, the shit went to 5 after I fucked, and I was like, never again.
Okay, so like you know that like the blood that's there, it's already like
yeah, it's old blood.
right. So like bitches just came
Yeah, well,
out.
he popped a bubble and more came out, and I was just like, the shit was fucking nasty.
What did you call it? A walnut?
No, the walnut is when I squirt, bitch. That's different.
Oh, maybe it's the bubble that the blood came out of.
Shut up. Anyway, we're going to get into our vanilla shit. For those of you who this is your first time listening to us, maybe you found us through Liquid, we do a segment where we talk about sex in the news. And this one was actually shared by Liquid. This one comes from NBCnews.com. A Michigan man has been charged in Grindr slaying. So Grindr, for those of you who may not know, is a dating app for gay men. I don't want to say the name just because I don't want to put these people out there because they have family and loved ones. But a man by the name of Mark, which most white people are named Mark, was charged in the killing of a gay hairstylist, Kevin, 25, who was last seen Christmas Eve before going to meet a man he met on the app. It says Mark, who is 50, was arraigned on charges of murder and mutilation. Michigan State Police Officer Dave Kaiser declined to release any additional information. But basically, Kevin, who was a student, told his roommate on Christmas Eve that he was leaving to meet a man he found on Grindr, which is a popular gay dating app. Later that night, the roommate said that he received a text from Kevin saying he was having fun and might not make it home that night. When Kevin did not appear at his parents' house on Christmas Day, he was reported missing. It says that Kevin's car was found, his belongings in a parking lot in Clayton Township, close to where he lived, and his mutilated body was found later, December 28th, in a city 24 miles away. You said you heard that the guy was eating him?
In another article, it described that he had him hanging off the ceiling fan and ate some of him, so they called him the Hannibal.
Oh, goodness.
We did the craziest sex crimes. Was that a regular or Patreon?
It might have been a Patreon.
I really loved that one. So we talked about like sex crimes, the weirdest ones around the world, and one of them was a dude that like cooked the woman that he killed. It shit is insane.
Yeah, like, and it's crazy because and Hannibal is. I like serial
he said
killers.
He wanted her beauty inside of him or some weird shit.
So Hannibal was a serial killer who did actually keep certain parts of the body and cooked it and ate it. It's fucking nasty as fuck. But there's something else recently. I don't know. I be watching mad serial killer shit, but I did see another
don't fuck with cats because he mutilated the body. He ain't eat them though.
Yeah, no, but there's something I just saw recently where they was eating shit. Anyways, I be watching mad serial killer shit. That's like my thing, which isn't good. But dude, I'm not a serial killer, but I really be liking that shit. And it's crazy.
Netflix really makes me. I feel like it's training me to kill. Because so my name on Netflix is Wheezy, and the shit will email me and be like, top picks for Wheezy. Don't fuck with cats. Moms who murder. Wives with knives. Like, how much further am I going to go?
It's crazy.
Abducted in plain sight. And I'm like, yo, this shit.
I like all that shit. I done seen it all.
My Wi-Fi is How to Get Away with Murder, and I almost got away with it.
Also, there's and there's another one, and it kind of goes into, what is it? Criminal Mindhunter.
Yeah,
good as fuck. It goes into like the psychology of the FBI unit that searches like the criminal mind shit.
Why do we love this? And like, what era are we in? My mom could stay up for hours watching ID.
It's so good.
And then will call me at 7 a.m. and be like, "Did you lock your door last night, bitch?"
I mean, I ain't gonna. That's how it gets. So I was going to drop my big old boxes because I just bought a box spring. So I went to drop my boxes because I have to take them to another building. And there was a nice man, one of the maintenance men who work in my complex, and he was so nice that I was scared that evening because he was like, "Oh, what building do you live in?" And I'm like, "Oh, that one." And then I thought, why did I tell him that? Then I thought he took the box. He can see even the apartment number I'm in. And literally, he's nothing but a nice maintenance man. And in my mind, I just gave a serial killer my address. And we shouldn't think that way, but literally because I watched this
Uber's
shit.
like, Uber drivers be thinking they got to talk for tip. Nah, nigga, you about to kill me.
Yeah, I ain't with it, bro.
Speaking of tips, we are coming back to you this week with the Hors d'oeuvres segment where we serve up a new sex tip every week. This one comes from one of our top tier patrons. Shout out to Tay Rich. He actually is helping me manage the group chat for our patrons. And he said, use the tip of your fingers/nails to tickle the balls and gooch. It provides a nice sensation while we're getting head. And when the spot starts dropping down and mixes with the tickle, nigga, all caps.
I will say, however, if you are dealing with a man who does not want you down by the gooch, this is still something I think that needs to be a conversation. I would say
that's
still
not
talk,
like that he said nails.
Because it don't matter. A hood, you get down there, he could kick you.
So
just
gooch
know you
is not
kicked.
your asshole.
Gooch is still right by the ass.
Gooch is the space between your testicles and your asshole, right?
Which is still close to.
I agree.
To some hood ones.
But if you're holding balls, you're technically touching the gooch because your nails are right there.
I would still say, y'all know the type of niggas you fucking. I would still ask before, because, no. I would still ask.
I've been really wanting to, like, finger my dude's asshole, and every time I played the podcast once to find a minute mark for something. I think it was the holiday episode. And he heard Peg the Stallion. He goes, "Who is that? Is that you or is that Mandy?" I was like, "That's Mandy." And he was like, "Oh, so you be pegging?" Because I'm like, okay, god damn. And then literally that episode, we started talking about how you got to get a nigga wide open. Just the clip he had to hear the entire night. He was like, "I don't want to be surprised. I don't want you to just let me, like, it's going to ruin the time."
Well, it's funny because most people think that, like, I won't deal with a guy who doesn't let me peg him, which isn't the case. Like, there are a ton of guys where I share the craziest, wildest things I've done. Of course, pegging is the most wild and crazy to most people. So I share that. And they'll let me know real quick. They'll be like,
wild, crazy
I
thing?
think pegging and like the sex club shit, like niggas also think like a sex club, like them shits exist. So they're really into me doing like being at the sex club. But pegging is still, and then it gets into the whole, you don't think, like, so there are men that I've talked to that aren't okay with that. And I'd be like, it's okay.
Yeah.
You cannot be okay with that. And that's fine.
I used to think pegging was the craziest thing I'd ever done, but then I ate that cream pie out of scissors.
Then you had period sex. The fuck?
Bitch, I bet there's a...
What? Which one's worse? What?
Hold on, you're telling me a
period
crazy
sex
thing
is worse than pegging? Yes. What's the problem?
It's
blood.
You have it every month. It's literally your body.
And do you know I cringe every time I wipe? I be like, ugh. I don't like blood, bruh. Like,
you might need to get one of them fucking... You might need
like it. I be like, God damn it, why do I have to be a woman? That's probably why I act like a nigga. Because I be mad as hell. Oh, bitch gotta be bleeding. Luckily, it's only 3 days. We are... Although we are moving away from this segment, I thought that we could still keep this segment in because it's why Liquid is here. So the kink of the week and what we're going to dive into for the Whoreible Decision is none other than leather subculture. And so the leather subculture, which I want you to hop in here at any point. Actually, I'm going to get through this and then we're going to talk into what leather subculture is and dive into this. So the leather subculture, which is the kink, guys, denotes practices and styles of dress organized around sexual activities that involve leather garments such as leather jackets, vests, boots, chaps, harnesses, or other items. Wearing leather garments is one way that participants in this culture self-consciously distinguish themselves from mainstream and sexual cultures. Many participants associate leather culture with BDSM and its many subcultures. For some, black leather clothing is an erotic fashion that expresses heightened masculinity or the appropriation of sexual power. So the love of motorcycles, motorcycle clubs, and independence, and or engagement in sexual kink or leather fetishism. That was good, right?
That was good.
Look, I told you, I literally was texting Liquid this morning like, girl, I found this. You know about this? We gonna talk about this. So this is something although I've worn leather at the live show last year in DC. And when I think of dominatrix, of course, I think of leather. But we've never really talked about leather subculture. You talk about wearing chokers, and even your ball gag was leather, right?
Yeah. I mean, I like the, what was I going to say? Like the chokers with the long, not like a leash, but the thing in the middle.
Fringe.
And I wear harnesses with a lot of my clothes too, leather harnesses. But I didn't know I was like turning niggas on.
Yeah, no. So I wanted
this is so stylish.
I wanted to ask you in terms of leather, does arousal come out of wearing it? Does it come more out of seeing someone in it? Where does the sexual aspect of leather come in?
It depends, and it varies from person to person. Like for me personally, having a leather heart and a leather lifestyle, you don't have to own leather to be leather.
Okay.
You said a leather heart?
Yeah, I have a leather heart.
I like that.
You don't have to own leather to be leather. You know, prior to leather lifestyle being a big thing, there was always leather Levi, people who wore jeans with their leather chaps and things like that. So, you know, I know many people who are leather lifestyle that, you know, they wear their pins and everything else on their jean jackets and things. Leather is expensive. Not everyone can afford leather, but
pleather is also another option, guys.
You know, for me, it encompasses, you know, the dom in me, the strength, the top. You know, it is sexy to look at.
It is.
It makes me feel good and powerful when I'm out. But some people, for men mostly, that strong masculinity. So, you know, when you see them in full-on formal uniform, formal gear, you know, some people like yourself wear harnesses. I love wearing harnesses.
I love
myself.
harnesses too.
You know,
and we talked about this. Is there a difference between leather and latex?
There isn't for me, there isn't a difference. I love
Really?
both. I own both.
Yeah, I thought maybe they would be a little different.
The latex doesn't have leather in it.
No,
but you have latex, liquid
for
leather.
Wearing it.
Oh.
So
okay.
For me, I wear both.
Okay.
I don't wear both at the same time. That's just.
I was about to say that could be hot. Bitch, you gonna burn the fuck up. Something that I found and that I wanted to bring into just the kink of the week before we dive into leather and kink is something that I found called a leather bar. And I'm not sure if you know of any in New York or anywhere that you've been.
I've been to one.
Really? So we'll talk about that. So a leather bar in America is a bar frequented by gays, often sadomasochists, dressed typically in leather garments. And this is, of course, where the word origin of leather bar comes from. Do you have to wear leather to get into these bars? And in what area are leather bars in New York or anywhere else you've been?
Everywhere. Most of them are down in Chelsea and in the Village, around that area. One of the ones that I frequent is Eagle NYC. It is male. But and there's typical rules for leather bars, especially that are frequented by men.
Do you know some of those rules?
Yes.
Okay, what's the rules for a leather bar?
If you're going in as a woman, you cannot wear any perfume.
Oh.
Why?
Because they like their natural smells of sweat and body and things like that.
That is very interesting.
Now y'all bitches come and ruin our shit.
And fucking and ass and dick and that smell. They don't want to smell perfume and high femme, things like that. It takes away.
Oh wow!
Is
that did you notice that at the leather bar that you went to that it was?
No, I don't know if it was like a serious fucking leather. So like the Eagle I went to, it had a leather night. I didn't know it was a leather bar.
It is a leather bar.
Oh, wow.
It is a leather bar.
So the leather. So okay.
So there's a
So
check
I
your
saw
clothes
people
at
in
the
leather, but they weren't requiring it. So
no, it's not mandatory.
Okay, so it's not mandatory.
It's not mandatory. It is a leather bar, but it's not mandatory. There is a clothes check when you walk in. So most people check their clothes at the clothes check.
By
and
the
put
way,
on
every
a
eagle
harness or jock.
in the country is always like this skanky, dirty, grimy gay bar. I don't know why.
That's the way it's supposed to be.
Right. Boston, when we were with Vinny, I'm like, Eagle, don't they? He was like, yeah, and that one's gross, but we love it. Like, every fucking Eagle. What is it? That shit ain't a franchise.
Well, it might be because Trapeze is.
No, you have DC Eagle. You have
Oh, it is a
Atlanta
franchise,
Eagle.
bitch.
You have, I'll be there on the 17th for Mid-Atlantic Leather. But you also have San Francisco Eagle. They're
wow.
all-
So, guys, if you're interested in going to a leather bar, you can look up the Eagle in your city and see if one is there. What are other rules if one of our listeners wants to go to a leather bar? So, ladies, if you want to go, don't wear perfume.
Perving.
What is perving?
Perving is staring, but in a way that
Like
makes...
cruising?
It's more than that. It's just like...
Oh.
If someone is in a scene and they're playing... Give them their space. You don't stand up and hover over someone. It throws them
That's
out
a
of the
rule as
concentration.
well. If you guys are interested in going to sex clubs, a lot of times, like, you do, like, people will let you know if they want to be washed or if they don't want to be washed, or you can make people uncomfortable. Even though you want to be a voyeur, there's a way to voyeur without making someone
distance,
uncomfortable.
yeah.
So you want to watch people engaging in sex from a distance. You definitely, don't want to hover over them. So I like that. So no perving. I didn't know there was a name for that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Consent. You know, don't just assume because you're in a leather gay bar that, you know, you can touch, join in someone's scene,
Right.
anything. Even from, you know, I've gotten to...
Women are the worst in gay bars for the consent, by the way.
Yes.
They
wow.
are so fucking violating.
And they're touchy, yeah, and it's
Oh my
not fair.
God.
It's not fair. Even for us as women, like, I think gay men approach it the same way too, because they figure they know that I
they
don't
do.
want them
Gay
that
men will
way.
touch them too.
Gay men are touchy, and women to gay men are touchy. So I think that that's something with consent that we haven't really touched on actually.
Yeah, and
Like, that
and
we should
things
do.
like that in spaces. You ask, is it okay to hug you? Are you a handshaker? You know, things like that. Because some people aren't into that. You know, some people don't like to be hugged. I'm okay with being hugged. If I have my own rules. I'm like, you don't like my perfume. I don't like the smell of pits. So I'll shake your hand. So,
I just did something at Google with shout out to Layla and her co-host, where the girl, she was so funny. She was like kind of tense. I remember when I hugged her for a second, and then we all had drinks after, and she was like, I really don't like that. I just don't find it necessary. I don't need it. I don't want it. Like, it's fine. So when I was leaving, like, I patted her on the back. I was like, I know a hug will make you comfortable. And she was like, she looked at me like she was fucking relieved. It's crazy because I always hug people and don't
Right.
always ask for consent. And never
I was gonna say, I don't think I asked for consent for hugs either.
and I kiss on the cheek, like, I'm a lot, and I forget that fucking people don't like that shit, bro.
yeah,
Okay, so-
and in a world where everything seems to be heightened, you know, I'm always wary, especially in places where BDSM kink, you know, is involved, because consent violation is a huge issue, you know, and it's something that is talked about, but not in a way that it should. Everything always escalates to social media when it
Right.
shouldn't. You know?
Yes.
It's like, 3 years later, you violated my consent. And instead of bringing it to you that day, 3 years later, I'm bringing it up now on social
So
media.
that's what else I wanted to ask you. In these spaces, again, because of social media, so in sex clubs, literally, and the nude beach, even at hedonism when we went in Jamaica, they literally, like, there's like an unspoken almost no phone policy. So in leather bars, because people are in chaps or maybe dressed a certain way that maybe they don't dress in a corporate setting, is there a phone policy that they require at all? Do you know?
So in leather bars, the same as in like rope spaces, because I do a lot of rope.
You do a lot of rope, yes.
We have a thing where we say, if you're going to take pictures, ask the person first. Don't be like, let me take a picture, and then take the picture, and the person's like, I didn't allow you to do that. But you ask the person beforehand, is it okay to take a picture? You make sure there is no one else in that
Around
area
in that picture,
and take the picture of that person, because again, you don't know who knows what or what people are doing. For me, I'm open about my shit. I'm never running for president. Not this I have so much shit out on the internet, it doesn't make a difference to me.
Right.
But still,
at a fetish party, it's crazy how the world thinks. I know the same things. I know I've got the sex pod, but I wouldn't want that. Also, went to a sex party and a girl was like, yo, like, let's take a picture. And I was like, absolutely not.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
oh, wow.
No, we were totally clothed. We were outside of it. And I was like, nah, I don't know what it is.
So even
I feel like some.
Well, and we talked about it too.
private.
Even you at Hedonism, you were like, "Damn, I know people were having sex publicly, but you did say you're scared. What if someone records you and scissors or you and a man doing anything? You still don't want that intimate level out. So you're like, I don't think I would do anything out in the open
not
because
even
of
in
that.
the front. Hedonism was not a place where I found out that people would do that, but like, it hit me when you were in the pool dancing that there's always one.
Yeah.
And even though you didn't care, he didn't know if you didn't care.
I didn't mind.
It wasn't a big deal. Like, she was in the pool. Shout
And
out
I
to
was
Lex.
twerking with Lex.
Right. And it was daytime, fully clothed. But I was like, I just saw this guy with his GoPro and I noticed it. And it wasn't like I said, like Mandy cared, but like I know she didn't see it initially. And I was just like, well, what if you didn't want it?
That's the thing though, too. I will say most people in this space do respect that. So I actually was able to attend a few days of Mocha Fest when I was in did I go to Cancun? What part of fucking Mexico was I in?
Cancun is Mocha
I was in
Fest.
Cancun, yeah. Look, bitch, I was like, what part of Mexico was the bitch in? I did Tulum first. Listen, geography, nigga, geography.
Somebody had mezcal already.
Listen, right. So I was in Cancun at Mocha Fest, and I remember we were in the pool. There was a pool party day, and they had girls go up on stage and twerk, and it was a twerk contest, and then they pulled out the bananas, and at that moment, like, literally, the DJ was like, yo, everybody take their fucking phones away. He paused the whole thing, because this nigga, he was like, nigga, did you not listen to me? Embarrass him was like, oh, you must not get pussy. Like, literally, because you want to allow people to have a very good time. But also, a lot of people in this space do have corporate jobs. You and I, came from corporate America where we didn't want people to necessarily know we were going to sex clubs, or we feared our coworkers seeing that or that being brought to our jobs.
There's so much association with like that, anything phallic next to you. My agent literally said to me, like, I get that your sex pod is why Wheezy is a person and is a thing and where she's branching out. She told me that, like, there was this vibrating company that wanted to do something with me. She was like, you cannot take pictures with a vibrator. Mm-hmm. And I was like, what the fuck is the big deal? I put on a diaper on my show, and she's like, the things that I am pitching you for, you can't do that. She's like, sex pod is cool. Don't put a vibrator in your hand. She's like, literally talk about the vibrator.
I'm not gonna lie.
Put it in your hand.
That's where I'm at. Like, even with our podcast,
weird.
Which is why I'm trying to, like, the things that I'm doing solo won't be sex associated, because, like, I had the opportunity to do a brand deal with, I won't say their name because fuck them, they didn't give me a check, but we were talking with them. I had my girl who pitches me to brands, and so it was a company that fixes your teeth. Okay. And clearly I'm getting, I want Invisalign or whatever the case may be to fix my teeth without going the braces route. And so we're having this back and forth with them, and literally this company was like, I love her engagement, I love her, everything that but our youngest consumer is 12. Mm-hmm. And so because our youngest consumer is 12, she doesn't align with what our brand.
Shan Booty actually told me the thing about how she won't take a picture with a vibrator either, which is crazy because she's popping as fuck, known as a sex educator, but won't take a picture with the vibrator. And it's, to me, that shows you the correlation between, like, you could talk it, but, like, once we see it, like, it's just something about that image. I don't know what it is about photos, and once those things
separation
come out.
of dick and state.
But also, our very first photo shoot for Whoreible Decisions, we had a dildo. That shit got removed so quick. That's
right.
Yes, so we don't even do dildos. Womanizer that I've done with the dual, it's not really the shape of a penis. So I get, like, I was okay. It looked like a goddamn vulva. Like, the shit is just
phallic shit
huge.
Isn't no,
but anything with the dick shape, like, I remember even our very first live show, we tried to put our Whoreible Decisions logo on Snapchat, and because the fucking bananas insinuated a dick, Snapchat wouldn't allow our filter in every way we did it.
I wrote a sketch that got accepted by a show network thing. Literally, they had so many questions about Whoreible Decisions that I didn't even want to give it to them anymore. I was like, this isn't even about sex. You guys think it's funny. It was a scene I set up in a restaurant. You want it, and now you're so fucking worried about everybody sucks dick. Let's be
Exactly.
very clear.
Literally, everybody.
Everyone.
Well, not
Maybe you
everybody,
too, though.
guys. For y'all, not everybody, but
for
most
the most
people.
part,
Most
they sucking
people.
dick.
Most people do.
I know bitches that suck dick. I know niggas that suck dick. I know mom that suck dick. I
All
know
of it.
grandma was
Definitely
on that fucking.
moms
There
to
was
suck
a grandma sucking dick
on the,
right
in the
next
VR.
to me at Hito.
Wait, what?
Oh.
This year, 2019, I went for an event.
How you know she was a grandma? She could have just been old with no kids. Don't call her a grandma. Not everybody having kids out here.
Mima,
I'm a grandma.
fine.
Mima, okay.
I'm a Mima.
You are not a Mima.
I have adult children. So,
If y'all are watching this YouTube, I can't believe it either.
Oh wait, can we? Are we allowed to ask?
What? No, you don't ask her age. You can't ever ask a woman her age. And we're
believe this
women.
right now.
Come on.
my youngest is 15. So,
Okay.
15.
Your
21.
youngest is 15.
Yeah.
God damn.
Okay.
Can you believe it? I can't believe it.
I can't believe it, but now I'm like, okay,
I mean,
30's
shit,
okay.
Bernice is a grandma too.
But when
I'm past the 30.
okay, I didn't see that.
Yeah, that's crazy. Okay, so you saw a
They're
Mima
all
sucking dick.
fine.
Well,
I
yeah,
fucked
Mima
the shit
sucked
out
dick
of
too,
Bernice.
bitch.
So I went to Beach Bind, which is like this amazing rope event that is held at Hito, and it's a 2-week event of rope and kink and debauchery and all this fun stuff. And it's like 6 a.m. and shit, I could barely get up on a regular day when I have to go to work. But while I'm on vacation, I seem to wake up early every time. So I'm like, all right, let me go
Same.
meditate by the beach. Saw a shell boy. He's selling some shit. And I'm like, yeah, hey, tanning. And I'm hearing this noise in my left. There you go.
I know
So
that
I
noise.
go to turn my head over, and this woman had to be in her 70s, and she's blowing out her man. So I didn't want to be that one because of culture, you know,
Listen,
no
say that
perving.
shit.
So I turned to the right, and here's dude going down on his girl, and I'm like, fuck, man. So I'm like looking straight now, and then you have a woman who's tied to a tree, and she's blowing her man, and I'm like, am I the fucking only one?
Bruh,
Not
you
you.
sound
That's
like
her
me.
not. Like, she was just like, am I the only one?
But you know what it was? It's because like I meditated for a day and then like shit got weird. Then I went to the gym and then it
I was
got
say
gross.
this bitch brought sneakers to Hito. She's like, I'm going to the gym this morning.
was
We're
a
like,
dumbass
bitch,
that
you
brought
know,
clothes.
we're so hungover. I said, why is there a gym here? Anyone in the gym? Fuck all of them. I was so just like, we're at fucking hedonism. Hung the fuck over. Been up since 5 a.m. and this bitch is in the gym while we coming out to get breakfast. and
Those are
mimosas.
things I enjoy on vacation.
I'm dead. Anyways, I want to get into the horrible decision. Of course, it is leather and kink. Liquid has participated in the We Are Leather Women project, which brings awareness to the contributions of women in the leather community. I wanted to talk about that and kind of the history of women joining the leather community because for when I was looking into it, most of the history did start more with gay males.
Yeah.
So can you talk about women now being a part of the leather community?
Women have actually been a part of the leather community for years. Like I said, I came up over a little 20 years ago, and I came up in the scene with gay men.
Okay.
So I was like the token femme, and I used to go to parties and events in the city, and the first place that I went to back then was the Vault. And
Okay.
the Vault was this underground sex club that became a huge thing amongst celebrities, and you had different floors. And
This is in New York?
yeah. On 14th. It's not there anymore. It ended up getting shut down.
Didn't we get a trapeze shut down too?
Trapeze shut down too.
Yeah. So you would go through these floors and you would see everything from sex, spanking, wax play, all of those things. And from my first month or so of attending, I was like knee deep into it, literally. And I met so many women through going to these events because you had to know someone to get into these
Right.
places. And there weren't but a few women of color
Oh, wow.
that were openly out there because kink was still taboo, you know, and then being...
It still is. I mean, we still get quite the reactions from some of the conversations we have on here.
Yeah.
Which is why we're trying to normalize it just a little bit. But like, yeah, like, so the fact that you've been in it for 20 years, you're seeing more women of color now into it. What else did this space bring? And you know, what did you bring to it?
my dominant perspective and
Okay.
being a strong black, because we're, as black women and just as a black culture in general, when in kink, we're fetishized.
We talked about that. Yes.
We are fetishized from like the moment we walk in. Our narrative is written by the people that are in that room.
Okay.
So you have women who they automatically expect to be submissive, you know, in some spaces. And it's far from it.
I thought it was the opposite.
No.
I thought that like if you're fetishizing a black girl in like the kink space, it's because you want them to dom you. I always thought.
Not in every instance. No, you have white men that want to own black women. You have white men who want to own black men as slaves.
I guess it's because we're always
play.
talking to black female doms, so it's like
I was about to say, a lot of the doms. Of course, we interview black women in the space, and so the doms. But most of the time, the men want to be subbed to them.
Yeah,
right?
Most of my people that I come across, and they know because I demand a presence when I walk in a room. A lot of the people I interact with, even my clients, are all submissive. And that's what I bring to the table. But I do get a lot of young women in kink that don't necessarily know, so they're easily preyed upon as predators come in and, I'll help you and I'll mentor you and help you navigate. And then they end up screwed in some situation. But if you look on places like FetLife has white men for niggers and ER niggers.
No.
Yes, niggers only. And
have you met women that are okay with playing that role? Like, do you know many women of color that play that role?
Very little. But I went into the group just to be nosy, and I was just like, I was cringing at who the fuck in their right mind.
Dude, race play is one of the craziest things.
We both said
that's why I feel like BBC is in.
Oh God, we're not gonna talk about BBC. I like.
Yo, I'm curious. You said
I'm a black
clients.
woman who only likes black cock. I can't help it, and I like it to be big.
You don't even call it cock.
Okay, I don't even call it cock, but I do like.
That's the
BBC,
point. That's how you know white people made it. If we called it BBD, I wouldn't say nothing.
Okay, but well, you know what? We're gonna change it 2020 BBD.
They don't even say it like that. If you go on to FetLife and you look at those groups, if you just in the search engine of FetLife type in
They're
the
not
word,
typing nigger dick, are they?
Just look.
That's what I'm saying. Well, like, look, she about to look.
My
she
phone's
about to
in my
look.
bag, but I'm like,
really?
It's just like
so. There's women that are seeking this from men, but a lot of the white men are wanting to only be with a black woman because of this.
Yeah.
You
probably find it on Pornhub too, RepTube, everywhere.
Wow! And so, how do you, as a black woman, come into this space and make sure you're not being taken advantage of because of your color or because of you being a black woman? You know what I mean? Wait, look, hold on.
Oh my God. Did I ruin it? I'm so sorry.
No, go ahead.
The first thing that came up is white girls say the N-word ultimate compilation.
Yeah.
There's a compilation of white women saying the N-word. Oh my fucking God. Oh. Don't play it. Nope, because I know you be liking to play shit. We don't need to. That is not what we're about to do right now.
Face is like
right. No, that is crazy that there's a compilation of that. I wouldn't have thought that.
Even with the men that I deal with, as far as in terms of my community and my black brothers and my Spanish brothers who are in kink, they post the conversations that they get on Grindr and other places where it's like, "Let me suck your nigger dick" and this. Like, people send them shit, and I'm like, where in your mind is this okay?
Right.
And they're thinking that this is a turnoff, so that a black man or a Spanish man is supposed to be like, "Here, you can suck my dick now because you called me a nigger."
Yeah, that's bullshit. So okay, so moving back into just being a strong black woman in the space, where how do you move about not being preyed on? And for women who are looking to get into the space, what advice would you give to them to make sure that they're not being preyed upon on?
So
preyed upon on.
Preyed upon. Is that right?
Preyed upon.
It don't matter. Fuck y'all. God damn it. So all y'all English teachers now. Oh, motherfuckers.
So
scientists too.
It's funny because I posted the other day, someone had asked in my question about, I always joke about being solo poly or single poly. And someone asked...
Can you tell us what single poly is?
So I am single, but I live a poly lifestyle.
Okay.
So I've just, right now, I'm not seeing anyone because people are fucking crazy.
They are.
Not only that, I seem to attract crazy vanilla folk. And the kinky folk I intimidate, which is odd. So,
oh wow,
my resting bitch face scares people.
Do you date do you look for single people? Do you like dating couples?
I am mixed, so it depends on the interaction. I don't date sneaky people. And what I mean by that is if you are in a poly relationship and your partner doesn't know that you're talking with me or engaging with me at all, I will gladly go into your DMs and into their DMs and hey, how are you?
That's so funny you said that because that's our home mail later on. Listen, she lives for it.
I am big for transparency. So
I agree. We talk
Oh,
communication all the time.
Let's sidebar this really quick. Mandy and I have said on this podcast, which we very, very rarely agree.
We don't agree on shit.
But we have both said we thought it wasn't right when women will go and tell another woman's.
No, don't say that. We're going to get into that for the home mail. No, it's actually our home mail.
But I want to know, what makes you do it?
It's in our home mail. Don't ask it yet, goddamn it. Anyways, okay.
No,
because before we get to that conversation,
the whole mail's a question.
No, because you'll get the answer because we're gonna get into that conversation at the end. But before we do, if you guys are watching on YouTube, you guys see colors sitting here. And again, bitch, I did my research. You gonna let me teach the folks? Goddamn, I like the educational moments. So I found out something.
Dog, this is
what, bitch?
Bro,
what hoe?
I'm gonna get you a T-shirt that says "Controlled Freak" for Valentine's Day.
I literally like to make sure, like, we're talking about someone in a space like that I didn't know much about, so I was able to do a lot of research on this. And there's actually colors of leather and fetish. It's called the hanky code. The hanky code is a color-coded system employed in the gay leather ad fetish community to indicate preferred sexual fetishes and roles. And I thought this was very interesting, especially if you do decide to maybe go into a gay leather bar or just a leather bar as a woman, to know kind of what these colors mean. The history of the hanky code is that the wearing of various colored bandanas around the neck was common in the mid and late 19th century among cowboys, steam railroad engineers, and miners. It is thought that wearing the bandanas by gay men originated in San Francisco after the gold rush, when because of a shortage of women, men dancing with each other in square dances developed a code wherein the man wearing the blue bandana took the male part in the square dance and the man wearing the red bandana took the female part. So there's also, of course, we know if you wear it out the left side, that's the Crip side. I know that from Snoop Dogg. But
that's the top side.
Yeah, okay. So left or right in this community, a relevant element of the hanky code is the location of where you put this. So wearing a color on the right side indicates that you are a bottom, while wearing the color on the left side indicates you're a top.
Much.
You just shut the goddamn hell up. So I'm teaching people.
And there's also
no. I mean, this code is too much.
No, it's a lot. It's a lot.
No, so left means top, right means bottom. But if you wear the hanky around your neck, that
means
you
a verse?
You're a switch, yeah.
Oh yes, I got that. I mean, there was only one other option. So we're gonna get into the colors, guys, and I want Weezy to guess some of these. The first one is really easy, and you don't have the colors, so we're gonna say the first one, and guess what it means. What do you think a yellow bandana means?
Bottom.
No, bitch. God damn it. That's the left side and right side. What sexual kink do you think yellow yes, bitch. Okay. So if you wear a yellow bandana, it means you like piss play. You have what color here, and what does that stand for?
Black means heavy SM.
Yes. So it says BDSM.
And I flag left.
You flag left on BDSM, which means you flag top. You flag top. The next color you have is red. Can you guess what red means? No, bitch. It doesn't mean what you think it means, bitch.
Okay.
No, bitch. It doesn't mean blood, but close. Close. Only because it can cause.
Is it something to do with like love or romance?
It can cause blood, bitch.
Weezy's face.
It can cause.
Should get taken too
I
far.
don't get you to the punch.
You know. Okay. Anyways, so the red means that you are into fisting. Okay. And you fisted a bitch before.
Oh my god, it was 4 fingers.
Because she nasty. 4 fingers. Damn, that's...
Kristen fisted a bitch.
So the next color... Oh, okay.
So that's left for me as well.
So we have light blue and dark blue. Mm-hmm. You fist? Really?
I got little baby hands.
Yo, can we do something else? Let's talk more about her.
She fisting, but look, bitch. She got nails. You fisting with nails? With acrylics?
Okay.
See, I like it.
I can't get fingered with nails.
I fisted both anal and vaginal with
nails. Acrylic nails. You was a true queen, bitch.
Let me see something.
A true
now
queen.
Now you telling me right now.
Yep, we fingering booty holes and fisting and vaginas with acrylics.
Let me see your fist.
Oh yeah, she has small hands though. I will say she has small hands. You do have small hands. So the next colors in the hanky code are light blue and dark blue, which mean 2 different things. So light blue means...
So actually these are similar variations.
Okay.
But if you are going by male, gay male, one is anal and one is fucky.
Yes, there's fuck and there's also blowjobs, they say, for light blue as well.
So light blue is like the baby light.
Oh, like a baby, like blue. Yeah. Okay, so these means fucky and fucker. Is that what?
Yeah. Okay. So both.
And then we got 2 more colors. So we got pink.
I'm waiting to see what you go to the right on.
Oh wait, you have 2 colors of pink.
Yes.
Okay, so what do the 2 colors?
Rosebuds.
Ew, gross, bitch.
Cream pies.
No.
Pussy eating.
Nope.
Lesbians.
So light pink means
dildo.
Dildo, bitch. You off. You were goddamn off. Okay. God damn it. She was trying.
I felt like I had Tourette's.
She had a case of Tourette. She was just
Right. She was just throwing out she thought she was in porn categories, goddamn.
So this, I am actually switch.
Okay, so you're switch when it comes to dildo.
Yep.
So that means you'll wear the strap or take the strap?
Yes.
Okay, and then what does this color mean?
Nipple torture.
Nipple torture. Is that what your nipple sick fuck, whatever you
Sick
call
nipple
them?
fuck, yeah.
Sick nickel fuck.
I call them S&M, sick nipple fuck.
Sick nipple. That is a goddamn tongue twister.
You know how that
Sick
came
nipple
out,
fuck.
right?
Sick nickel fuck.
Fucking Anthony and I went out, and I told him the whole story, and he says nothing the whole time, right? And I'm like, and he wouldn't make me stop, and he goes, "That's sick nipple fuck."
And that became his goddamn nickname. And we have one more color. What does gray mean?
Gray is bondage.
Yes.
So I am a rope bottom.
You are a rope
Oh.
bottom.
That is the only time I bottom.
I like that. So we had Sir Dash in here, and he has his muses that he enjoys tying up, but they do enjoy the act of being bonded as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I really like that. And because Weezy is so hyped to have this conversation with you since you're a
No.
tell-all.
I do want to ask. You mentioned that you have clients. What do you do?
Oh, yeah, there we go. Go ahead.
Well, in my vanilla life, which is very boring, I am a clinical social worker. So that's
Yes, corporate, let's get it in.
So you're a social worker.
yeah. So that's what I do. My 9 to 5 job. I
Because
work
when you
for-
said my clients,
and in my leather life and my kink life, I am a pro dom and educator, presenter, model. So I do all of those. But yeah, I have 2 that I've had for past 2-3 years now. Corporate clients that pay all of my shit.
how do they find you?
Actually, one of them found me at a sex event. The other one found me on Seeking Arrangements.
Oh,
No
bitch,
way.
I don't even think that site works much anymore.
Yeah, it did. So I have one that I call Mr. Wall Street and the other one I call Mr. Finance because one is an attorney over here down the block.
Yes,
And the other one works in finance.
Let's go eat.
You know,
they
right.
No, they're great. I graduated with another master's in May.
Say that shit.
Do you see the
it
humble
again.
flex? Another master.
Another master's.
Because my original was in forensic science and I was working in social work for the past 15 years. And in order to go beyond that, you need your license.
Right.
So I was like, let me go back and do it because my ultimate goal was to open up my own practice, but specializing in BDSM and kink
Okay.
for people of color who dealt with any type of sexual trauma.
I love that, and that was a piece to you that I didn't even know. So that's dope. And again, like we love being able to bring people on that are in this space, but that do not only solely live in this space. Like you can be corporate and go to sex clubs on the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
You can be maybe in a more submissive role at your job and then be a complete dom when you go home. So I love that like you're educated, you're going and you're wanting to actually also combine the two. So your education with making people in this space feel comfortable. So I really like that. That's really dope.
Right now, I just took on a role with the National Coalition for Sexual Freedom, and they are basically volunteer-based which across the country, educating and pushing awareness for BDSM and kink. But the great thing about it, it's volunteer-based, but you have attorneys, you have accountants, it's all of
Bitch,
these.
I need to
I
become
want
a
to
part
ask
of
this
that.
because, and I don't want it to sound condescending because obviously we have this show for a reason, but like, why do we need a coalition? Why do we need awareness of kink?
So the coalition is for a lot of things. You will see them at different events throughout the city, throughout the country. You can go to one of the events that I go to is a unity thing, and it's for LGBTQIA plus people of color, and it's a networking thing. You'll see them there tabling because you have different avenues of kink and people in those spaces, but they don't often talk about it. You know, that fear of talking about it. It's also to keep the community safe because you have a lot of consent violators, and when you're in kink and BDSM, everything is your fault if you go to the cops. So it's a big thing. So it's a place where you can go and report things like consent violations, consent rape, and all of those things, and it'll be documented. So
wow.
that if you ever wanted to know that if someone was a consent violator, you can reach out to them, and they will let you know. They won't say who made the report, but they will
Right.
say, yes, we've had so and so many reports about this person, or so many reports about this event space.
Right.
You know, so it's about keeping the community safe.
I really like that.
You know, because right now, what we do in the community is, as far as being proactive about talking about consent violations, is things usually spill over on people's social media. And that's when you hear about it. But of course, no one ever gets facts.
Right.
So the first thing everyone does is pull out the pitchforks and, you know, it's on a rant. But my
It just reminded me of, did you guys see the Kiki Wendy Williams thing resurface?
Yeah, I did.
Wow, Wendy is shitty.
Yeah, but I love how Keke Palmer
Shit,
spoke
it
to her
didn't
in
even
that.
hit me until I saw it the first time, but then watching it again, just maybe being more well versed in consent, because that happened 2 years ago.
Yeah, I literally
when
just
Wendy was like,
retweeted
well, why didn't you
it.
just leave? I was
Yeah.
like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
The
no.
victim will always be blamed.
Yeah,
no
which
matter
sucks.
Kiki was
what.
like, well, I did. Can I have a fucking minute to be in the
Right.
closet and get my shit like that?
Yeah, we got
Especially when you're in like a area where there are people who are prominent within the community
Right.
or producers of events. No matter what you say, even if you have valid proof of like the abuse, consent violation, pictures, photos, all of those things, their little lynch mob, it's like the Trump fest. They will
Jesus.
go and attack you
Right.
with those things, and you're lying, and you know that whole gaslighting thing, and it sucks, and you become the outcast.
all the fucking time. Well, speaking of all this shit and what Weezy was trying to get to you to talk about earlier, because you done came in, you didn't even know we was going to talk about this. So, the whole mail for today is whole mail snitching on a married woman. So,
Yeah, boy, here we go.
yo, I fucks with you too. So I met this girl. It's a nigga, so I'm gonna really like a little nigga. Hey. My man. So I met this girl summer of 2018. So she HMU hit me up a couple months later, and we hooked up. She lives in a different state, so I thought it would just be a just when I'm in town thing. Early 2019, we started talking all the time, and I pounded her a few more times and introduced her to a lot of kinky shit. Bondage, dom, foot fetish. Then she tells me she's married, but they've been doing their own thing for years and was saying she wants to leave him for me.
Oh, God.
They have 2 kids that I met and vibed with, and I was fucking with her heavy. So I was like, yeah, leave him. Long story short, when it came time to make it happen late 2019, she kept making excuses. Then we fell out. She keeps saying, I love you so much. I'm just scared to make the change, blah, blah. I feel away because I was fine with being a side ting, but she kept pushing for
right,
a
Drake.
He put ting,
That's
bitch. He put ting. I feel away. Anyway, she kept pushing for a relationship between us. So, here's my question. Would it be wrong of me to out her to her husband? Like, I wanted to send him screenshots and videos of us fucking at their apartment. Yes, I flew to her city. I didn't want to stir the pot until I heard a lot of podcasts saying that women never get caught cheating. LOL. Help a brother out. P.S. I'm 29, she's 30, and I'm coming to the Detroit show. See y'all there.
Nigga, you gotta come on stage.
Nigga. Oh, we got to bring him on.
Bro, that gotta be the whole, we gotta do a live.
Oh no, he gonna be the king of fucking married bitches. We gonna bring you on anyway. Oh wait, or maybe we did already, because goddamn, this is after the goddamn Detroit show. But so I'm gonna email him back. So motherfucker, you are okay with outing, and you know I had this.
I can't believe he said videos. That was
He
fucked
said
up.
sending videos of them fucking, that's a little much. But you said if someone is coming to you and you see that they're in a relationship, you don't mind going to the person they're in a relationship with and saying your person, your spouse, your girlfriend, your boyfriend is trying to talk to me.
Yeah, and that was a whole shit show.
Right,
So that's a whole different thing.
Okay.
You know that you're the side ting in
I
that
agree with
fuckery,
that.
and you came into that dynamic.
Feels
that.
kind of vengeful.
I agree.
Yeah, that's
it
what
does.
it is. It's not.
He's hurt.
It's coming out of place of malice. I'm saying it as if I know that there is a guy hitting me up on Instagram and he has a partner and they're both poly, whatever the case may be.
They're both poly.
Yes, even
Okay.
I will message her. Hey, is it okay? So and so is talking to me, because I never want to look like some sneaky ass person.
What if you don't? What if you know
was
they're
gonna
not? What if you know they're not poly?
Oh no, same thing.
Oh.
Same thing.
Keep that same energy.
Interesting.
So
it's weird though, because again, I'm with
Because
you.
I've had people follow me on
with you.
IG like, because their man was following me and nothing, I barely engage with most people on the internet. Like, I'll engage with people that I know or things like that. We actually have mutual friends. When you said Ashley, I was like, yay.
She brought her on.
I was a fan of Ashley for a while.
She was a guest on our show. I do want to make sure we're all in agreement, though. Because it seems vengeful, we all agree that no, nigga.
No, I agree.
No,
right? Because it's coming from a place of malice,
with, like, videos and shit.
Not a place of informing, but more so now you're hurt because she decided not to leave her partner for you. Yeah. Is where I see that it's coming from.
And that's all out of malice. I'm not doing anything like that. I'm saying if you're saying that, because I'll ask straight out, whether it's male, female, whoever, does your partner know we're having this discussion? And if you say yeah, I'm going to go introduce myself.
And you've been in these type of relationships.
They say yeah. I've never really been with a guy that has a girl, but I went on a date with someone who was married in an open relationship. They were both on the same site. I matched him. Oh, you remember I was telling you he was on a Netflix show, and I recognized him from there. And I wrote him, and he was like, hey, like literally second message, just letting you know. I saw pictures of the girl, but I was like, maybe it's not.
Right.
He was like, we're totally open, blah, 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 blah.
Did you feel the need to write her?
It took a year before I went on a date. I didn't feel the need to write her. But also, in the middle of the date, she called twice. And he was like, so sorry. Like, I wouldn't have answered, but she called me twice. So he walked out. I guess she got locked out of the house or whatever. And when he talked about how much he loved her and like how much he cared about her, that let me know this isn't for me, but I want this for myself. Like, I can't be on the receiving end.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I think I would get too many feelings of either jealousy or not. Like, I feel like maybe
that's even normal in poly to be jealous. People say, "Oh, you can't be jealous."
It's a normal thing to feel.
It's human behavior.
I didn't learn that until I read Ethical Slut.
It's all about communication, and how you're reacting to that jealousy. And I know that because I've been on. I was dude once. I was dude, and I was dude. I have video too. So let me not even front, but I never sent it. But in a moment of anger and insecurity, that I was like, you know what? I should be that bitch.
Because he's going to feel like shit if he doesn't.
But it was because I knew that person, unlike in his situation, make an excuse. I knew the person was lying about it.
And in what you were saying about jealousy, to me, I think it's important, yes, to understand we feel that feeling of jealousy, but to know what would make you jealous, which is why when I talk about either an open relationship or however the case may be, I've said multiple times, I'm okay with you fucking someone else. That wouldn't make me jealous.
The emotion.
But the emotion of you taking someone on a date, and we talked about this when you were dating Lover Boy and letting him go on dates. To me, I was like, oh girl, I could never. Because to me, you intimately learning somebody or spending time with them outside of sex, to me, would make me more jealous than you just fucking a bitch. Yeah. So it's also knowing what triggers that jealousy. Like, if it's kissing in a threesome, like, lay those things out because, yeah, again, we can't control what we're jealous of, but I think we know what triggers us being jealous. So even just being open with that and communicating that with your partner if you do decide to be poly. So, okay, I'm glad we're all on the same page with this. I wanted to, before we get out of here...
Don't do it.
Yeah, just don't do it. It's out of malice. It's out of like just you feeling used, abused, and you being hurt. I would never sit here.
Because really, nigga, you was fucking a marriage bitch. It's your fault.
Like, you knew it from the beginning.
Exactly. And not to mention, like, you went in that apartment knowing, like, that's kind of gross.
Yeah, you met her kids. You really the trifling nigga.
Yeah,
if we really gonna talk about it,
you know.
I do want to before we get out of here, where can our listeners, new listeners, old listeners, Whorehive, where can they find you? We are going to put all of this in the description of the episode as well. But where can our listeners find you?
You can find me on IG at ink_stained_skin. Same on FetLife. I'm not on Twitter since Trump blocked me, so there was no need for me to have an account anymore.
Damn, you got blocked by the president, bitch.
I got blocked by his ass.
I mean, he's not our president, but
I trolled him so much. Please, half of the housewives blocked my ass too. I was trolling everybody.
I'm only blocked by Jackie from Basketball Wives.
Jackie blocked
me, bitch, and I don't know. I wanted her to come on, but then I saw I was blocked, so I guess we won't ever. I don't know. I was watching the show, probably talk shit about it.
Yeah, that's what I was doing. I was, you know. So I got blocked. But
okay, so we're gonna put that in the description. And do you have any websites that maybe they can reach out to you, or can they just DM you if they have any questions about the leather community?
DM me and hit me up if you have any questions. If you want to know about anything pro-dom related, if you want to know anything about kink and leather and being black and getting into the community and events. Hit me up.
Yes, I'm trying to go.
So can you have a nice long email like we had a few weeks back?
Yeah, no. Oh my God, it was ridiculous.
I'll start at the top, the bottom.
Right, I was about to say, just start at intro, Last paragraph. That's it. Fuck the body.
And my husband and I, we really want to have a husband, but I'm looking for one. And I was like,
yeah, no, that was a lot.
And then I'm just like,
that was emotional vomit.
Yeah. Anyways, guys, before we head out of here, again, we're looking forward to seeing all of you guys on tour. Again, also at Mocha Fest, we want everybody to just turn up, have a good time, come and find a third, come and find a partner, come and find a friend. Our audience is almost like being in this community or being at a sex club where you get to meet like-minded people. So bring that ass, come. Also, we are going to leave you guys off with a 5-minute bonus clip. Liquid, thank you for coming on. I'm glad that we were able to make this happen at the right time. I was like, girl, can you come on the show? Like, and I think maybe our audience was really like wanting you to come on too. So I'm excited that you can come on, teach me things that I didn't know. What?
Whole ass audience.
Oh yeah, we do have a whole ass audience. Also, you said you are single, so ladies, fellas, slide in them motherfucking DMs. And
Why
again,
you think I asked if she like cupcakes?
and we're gonna go ahead and leave you guys off with a 5-minute bonus clip. Again, if you guys are all caught up with Whoreible Decisions and want more content, there is over 50 bonus episodes now at patreon.com/Whoreible Decisions. Again, we drop 3 bonus episodes every month, so check that out. Become a patron. Again, that's patreon.com/Whoreible Decisions. We're gonna leave you over here. Again, get your tickets at heauxsdecisions.com. And this has been yet another episode of Whoreible Decisions. Bye.